tons of colour because it won't look great. Also, the other thing is the way in which the curl pattern grows. We want to respect that because when a client leaves her hair naturally curly, you can see those patterns, and they're the pieces that you want to pick up with your balayage. And thirdly, it's an observation, I don't know whether it's a fact, but with Afro-Caribbean hair here in the UK, I've noticed that it lifts really quite quickly, less red less red in it. And so it lifts quite quickly and it lifts really clean. So again, you want to maybe do a test piece if you're doing a curly head client and see how that works before you actually go in there. So, oh, hello Brazil, welcome. So I hope that kind of, and Argentina as well, hi. I hope that kind of clears you up a little bit, but let's actually get down and have a look, eh? So I got these blockheads. Now they're really curly, as you can see. It's great, great curl there. And I got these from Exalto Professional. And really, really nice. And what I want to do is I want to take you through. Now this is, I don't know if this is, I think this is permed, okay? So we have to be a bit careful with it. But what we want to do is key points. We want to think about the way in which the pattern goes there. And then we also want to think about the density of the hair, like I said. So if the hair is, let me just wind this up a little bit for you. Yeah, yeah. So this hair here, it's quite a lot of it, but it's actually quite fine. So we don't want to overwhelm that. We want to pick out these curls. We want to emphasize those. So somebody with dark curly hair probably just feels that it feels dense, even if it's not particularly dense, and they want to see their curl pattern enhanced. Now, if you go in and you do really tiny pieces, they'll disappear in that curl. So you've got to find the sort of the middle road, not too big because it just be overwhelming, but not so small it disappears. So for those of you that generally like to do super delicate work, super tiny work, you might need to up the game a little bit on curly hair. And for those of you that like the heavy paint, I don't think a heavy paint is necessarily the right application for curly hair either. So, you know, I've talked a lot about the different ways in which you can apply color through here. And so it's just about adjusting for the client that's in front of you, because remember, your application is as unique as your fingerprint, and I've always said that. Great, the blockhead was from Exalto Professional. If anybody else asks that, please answer that for me. Please feel free to join in the conversation. And at the end of this, I will get to the questions. I think 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. I know everyone's probably had a hard day at work or about to go into work. So anyway, join me, Friday Night Lives, here we go. Now, product. You know I'm going to say it, it's going to be my blondme clay. The mixture quantity is 1 to 1.5, so it's 50 grams in here of blondme clay with 75 grams of, I've used 40 volume on this, but I think that if I was doing a test piece, I'd start with 30 on it with curly hair. Now the other thing to remember, of course, guys, is that when clay goes on the hair and the surface seals, there's no oxygen getting in, so you don't get the kind of lift that you would get with your 9+. 9+, which is just here, sorry. If I was using 9+, I'd go in with 7 volume. And I've done that on the girl in the latest blondme toner campaign, the woman in that beautiful afro hair. That was done with blondme 9 and 7 in a foil. So you have choices, but always go lower. Right, let's have a look. So, sectioning, kind of going to be the same. You want to think about how the client's wearing her hair. How does she wear it when it's curly? It's going to be slightly different because, you know, your bouncy blow dry clients will sort of maybe doing it all over, but a curly head client is going to have a way that she likes to wear it. So I think that I'm just going to push that over there and we're going to kind of work from this sort of section. Great curls, hey? Yeah. Everyone see, everyone can hear, just tap that button, let me know. So I'm just going to go in with my tail comb and I'm literally going to section off from the crown to the side of the ear. But I'm not going to do a really straight line. I'm just going to let the curl pattern go where it wants to go. And so here you can see that that's not a super straight line, but there's different placements for the growth. So we're just going to let that fall where it wants to. And remember, when you're dealing with real hair, that you want to make sure that you know how the client's wearing her hair, look at the curl pattern. A great tip, guys, is that for any client, pull the hair back and look at that hairline, and those key pieces, like on me, it's here, here, possibly here. They're the bits that you want to put a few lights on, okay? Follow the natural fall of the hair. And then through here, and don't want to get in the way, and there. So I'm just basically sectioning it off loosely, there. Right, so that's in place, nice and simple for you. We're just going to do 3 sections. The next thing with curly hair is that you can do a zigzag sectioning if you want to, absolutely, no problem at all. If the hair is layered, we need to think about where the shortest layer lands in the head. So let's look at this. Let's talk about this. Really important. So this layer here stops about there with that curl pattern. A bit hard to see on that. Can you all see? This lands about here, right? So what I would say is that, let me pop this down. I want it to go down. Can't do it. Anyway, so what I want to make sure that I've got enough lightness here so that it doesn't look top heavy, all like there and nothing there, because you want it to flow. It's really important that when you stand back and you look at it, that there's a flow all the way through the hair, okay? So I'm going to find out where that layer is. Now, I know I'm talking about curly hair, but this really is about anyone's hair. If the haircut is layered, we just want to make sure that we're getting enough through here. We're not trying to overwhelm this look, but we also want to make sure that there's a really great flow from the bottom all the way through. So I'm just going to lightly, I think about this. That feels good to me, there. And of course, when she's in the chair with you, you can really spot that and figure that out. But I think that if I put enough here, that this will just drop over that quite nicely. And you can see that difference there. I mean, it's quite obvious, really. So don't go into a panic when you're doing your sectioning. Kind of take a step back, look at the overall look, and then make your decisions about where you're going to put it. Now, all hair has a growth pattern. Yeah, all hair does. Curly hair, it's more defined. If you get the curly head client in and you blow dry it straight, you're not going to see the curl pattern in there. So it's best to kind of let it be in its natural state. If it's really tight curl, I'd sometimes put the heat on and just take my fingers through it just to soften it. But what I don't want to do is actually take away the curl pattern, because you want to use it. This curl pattern is going to help you do a better job, okay, which is really what it's about, isn't it? And it'll help you work quicker, and it will help you work smarter, and it will also get more curly hair clients into you. Integrity of the hair is super important. So that seems quite good there, you can see that. Now, I might think to myself, that feels nice. So I'm still going to take a scoop into a V, and you can see, you like a little trick I do there, you can see where that goes. And so we want to hit here and here, and then just saturate a bit through there as well. So let's come back a little bit, and let's do some painting. So I'm using my balayage board. Thank you to everyone that's bought my tools. I hope you like them. I'm just going to put a little scoop of products on there, and then I'm going to use my smaller brush, this one, and there's my board. So again, remember, it's been so long since we've done a live, guys, isn't it? So just go over the rules quickly. Don't put tons of products on here, but put enough to use. Try and keep it to one side for a while. Don't dip the brush you paint with in the bowl. It gets too much product on it, and then it gets everywhere. So you want to keep everything kind of neat and tidy, or as neat and tidy as you can. If you're a little bit messy, get a wet towel and just put it by your side, and then just wipe everything down as you go along. All right, so here, first one. That's nice. So it's not massive, but it's not tiny, which I think is really important. I'm going to take a bit of product. And as always, load in the middle. That's it. And then feather up to the roots. Now we're going to go to the roots tonight on this doll head, simply because I want to encourage all of you to learn how to go to the root and feel safe about it. But going to the root, a client might not want that, and so you need to make sure that you've had that conversation with her. So there you see, and you can see how pretty that is already. And I'm just going to feather up there in the middle, bring that down. Make sure there's loads of product on the surface. If it's not white, guys, it won't be light. I knew you knew I was going to say that. And nothing underneath, but you can see that pattern through there. Let's bring that down, and then we just want to saturate. There. And it's already turning on us, so we can just do the back there a little bit, just feather that. And that's okay. Let it do what it wants to do. Let the hair do that, no problem at all. Now, this side. Can you all see? There, I can see that curl pattern here, and I can see it here. There's two pieces. So I'm just going to go like that, and that's it. All right. Right. Load in the middle, feather up. How do you like my new studio? Do you like it? Load in the middle. It's so light-filled, it's amazing. And there to the root. You see, and all this hair here, that's all going to be natural. And then you're going to see those pieces come through the hair, and then load that down. There. Nice. And just let it curl around. No problem at all. There. All the way to the root. All the way to the root. Now, we've got those there. We could either put one there, or we could just do one in the middle. I think for quickness, I'm just going to put one in there. All right? Let me see what's happening here. So I'll be with you in 2 seconds. Right, it's coming on, but it's not. No, I can't see anything on my iPad, which is really strange, guys. Oh well. We'll ignore the iPad today. It worked yesterday. So, in we go here. We're just going to scoop up like so. So you can see that there. Doesn't need to be too rigid. And we can also see that it just breaks its shape there. So this piece and that piece are going to be really, really nice. So again, a little bit of product, feather up. If you see something you don't like, just like that. Back of the comb just solves it. So the trick with curly hair is to always follow the curl pattern. And like I said at the beginning, you really want to think about the density of the hair, because curly hair can look really big and it looks like it's lots of it, and you get your hands in there and it's like, wow, it's actually not. It's really delicate. There. Lovely. Let's just do that there. Cool. So there's your first 3 in. Really nice and simple. And you can see how it's following the curl pattern. New Zealand's in the house. Hello, New Zealand. How are you? Right. Now with clay, you don't need to put plastic wrap on it. The clay is going to dry on the surface and keep moist underneath, and it's going to give you the lift. Like I say, with Afro-Caribbean hair, I find that it tends to lift really quickly. Do a test piece beforehand just to make sure that you're not going in with too high a volume developer. I tend to keep it lower through there. Hi. It's good to be back, guys, by the way. So here, again, with finer hair, you don't need to put as many in, but you can see there where the lighter pieces are. So we're just going to go through, and it's not always about putting tons and tons in. You know, it's about creating the look that the client's asking for. That's the skill set. So it's not about value for money. Oh, Kristen, thank you. Thank you for joining in. Kristen's my technical guru from Hamburg, and she's joining in tonight as well. Hey, Kristen, hope you're well. So here you can see all the other pieces. So I'm going to go there. I can see the curl. It's harder for you guys to see. Let's try and push this back a bit. Okay, let's go there. I think that might help you a bit more. Is that better? Yeah, I think so. Cool. Right, let's pull that. Again, we've still got a little deep V in there, which is important. And the reason, if any of you have forgotten why we take this deep V, is because it gives us more hair on the ends, and that's super important too, because that's where you're going to have your little bit of pop. There. Load in the middle, keep that tension really tight. And then just feather up to the roots, very softly. But remember, you don't, it's like icing on a cake, guys. You don't want to see the hair underneath. I've just taken that up a little bit there. You can play around, it doesn't need to be matchy-matchy. I'm glad you could join me today as well, Sherry, thank you. It's good to see some familiar faces on here. It's always nice, I'm glad you could join me. I don't know whether this time's gonna work for you all. It works for me, but that's no good if it doesn't work for you. So let's talk about that when I post this in the comments. And you can see now, we're just trying to add some movement to this. I'm not trying to make this dark hair blonde. You fell over the doll head then. I'm not trying to make her blonde. I'm just trying to create some movement in the hair and to emphasize the curl pattern. Right, let's do another one. Hey Sinead, how are you? Right, so again, we're gonna take that there. Cool. You can see that, I hope you can. Yeah, oh, there. Don't worry about the fact that suddenly these bits look longer. Of course they're going to, because they're weighed down with product, yeah? Right, let's try and work around the camera. Load in the middle. There. And keep that tension tight though, because if it doesn't, it all gets bouncy and everything gets lost. I get lost if I don't have my tension tight. So, there. You can just see the curls. Lovely. Just take that up a bit there. Nothing underneath. If you're not using the clay, you might want to put plastic on. But I personally love the clay, and I think for curly hair, the clay is even more exciting because it just gives you up to 7 levels with 40 volume. Look at that. You can see that now. I don't feel like I need one there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across. So with clay, you get up to 7 levels of lift with 40 volume. So it's not a lot. And I think on this, a darker base like this, I'd want the lift, the power of the 7 levels, but I might not leave it on for the full 45 minutes. And then I'll glaze afterwards, of course, with my blondme toners. Right, so everyone enjoying themselves. Friday nights, hey? Or Saturday, or Friday mornings, I suppose, if you're in San Francisco. Gosh, is it Saturday morning? Yeah, Friday morning. Friday nights in London. We can't go out, or we can only go out till 10 o'clock, so we might as well get a takeout, grab a glass of wine, and do some painting. Okay, so now you can see that you've got those lighter bits there. It's all taking a really pretty shape. And then I'm going to just take this bit, let's bring this down a bit. Gosh, I've forgotten it all. What it's like to be live. There. I'm going to turn that around slightly for you. And this piece, again, is going to drop there. Let me paint this and then I'll show you. Nice and tight. If it's not white, it won't be light. We know that. If we see something we don't like, just remove it. There's no point waiting till it processes and thinking it'll go away, like I used to do. I used to think, oh, it'll go away. But it doesn't. You might as well just correct it. And still nothing underneath, guys. This is really a very soft surface paint to add movement and lightness into curly hair. There, you can see that spring round. Let's just paint the underneath. There, nice. There's that. And there you can see, okay? So that's just gonna add a lovely bit of movement and light to this hair. And you can see also that I have not had to work that hard at putting loads in, because as I said, curly hair, sometimes you can think, oh my God, there's masses of it, and you get your hands in and there's not a lot. Density of the hair is really important with your balayage to make sure that you don't overwhelm the look, you know? Not everybody wants to be a level 22. You know, that's one of my old jokes. Yeah, I need to find a new one. So, as I work through, I feel like this and this, because it's separating there, so this is already done. But what I don't want is that to be dark. So I'm just gonna pick this up. I think I'm just gonna go like that. Run my fingers through it to smooth it out a bit. Yeah, good. Let's just take that. Yeah, nice. I don't want masses on the top either, but I got to put something in there, otherwise it will look strange. But I just want to hit the key pieces. Could even do one in there if I wanted to, but I feel like I don't. Again, it's all about taste level, about your consultation, what you've decided to do with the client. There, and let's just paint that underneath there. Nice. You can see how that connects with the piece underneath as well. Make sense? I hope so. Both my courses have sold out this year now, the October and November one, but I am adding more dates, guys, for next year, and I'm adding some new courses for next year too. And I'm also going to be adding, don't choke on your wine, guys, I'm also going to be adding, you can do a one-to-one with me in my studio, or a two-to-one, bring a co-worker and spend the day with me. Details of that coming soon, but I consider that it's going to be lots of fun. And to get access to me from 10 till 5, I'm all yours. So I hope you like that idea. Right, and again, let's just pull that out. Yeah, and let's move it so you can see a little bit through there. That's good. Right, I'm going to go in at a funny angle. I don't want you to have your view blocked. But again, remember that we want to paint those key points. And there. Bit harder for me, too much product there. Good catch. Nice. If there's something you don't like, just go in and take that out. Cool. Nice. Feels good to me. It feels good to be back as well. It feels good to be back painting with you all. That's nice. Okay, that's the whole back done. Now literally, that would literally not take you very long at all. You can see how much hair is actually covered in that. It seems like a lot, yeah? Remember, it's only the surface. Remember, if they're too small, they're going to disappear in the curl, so you do want to capture some of that curl movement in there. And there, that's the whole back done. Now, I'm probably going to get... Oh, what's happened here? Ta-da. Here we go. That's a bit better. So I'm going to now work on this side, the heavy side for you. And what we want to do here is I'm actually going to go and just do the front piece last. I'm actually just going to take it at an angle. I'm going to show you why. So I've taken it at an angle here, so we're working downwards. That's the natural flow of the hair. And what I can do on this piece is I can do a 3D piece. I can capture this point here, which is super important, yeah? Because if this goes behind the ear, you don't want that to be dark, the light piece there. a light piece there, and then one there, and then we'll just saturate that. So we've got a little bit of a face frame going on for curly head. Curly head girls want face frames too. So let's pop a bit more product on. So I'm going to take that whole piece. Now, again, with curly hair, you might want to pull that out with your finger. Let's see, you can see that, that's good. Right. So, here we go. I must stop saying so boring. Here we go. Right to that point, which is going to be really pretty. If a client tucks their hair behind the ear, they want this lightness here, and it looks terrible if it's dark, I think, anyway. So again, it's all about finding out what the client wants, what the taste level is. There, and that's that point. I don't want loads around the face. I don't want to decimate this client. I'm not trying to turn this curly haired client into a blonde. She's a brunette. She identifies as a brunette. And then we're literally going to go here. So you can see all the negative space. And we can just pop that in there. And so it's a bit three-dimensional, which is nice. Just pop that up there a bit. So continually thinking about what you're going to do. We need to push that product in there a little bit. And we're going to turn it round, and we're also going to do that side too. Just for that pop. There. So we've got 3 dimensions to that. So we've covered a lot of area really quickly. Hey Renee, nice to see you. Nice to see your lovely face here. Right, so there's the first one. The next one, again, remember, density, density, density is so important. We're going to go here, and then we're going to take this out. Nice. Let me pop this on. I think she's going to come off. Great. So what we want to do here is we want to capture this point, possibly here, and some of these pieces here. So let's just take that out of the mix for a minute. Clip that out. There. This one we can just do here. Nice. You liking this curly head balayage? Yeah. Hope it's making sense to everyone. Again, clip that out. And we can see there that that piece will cover there and hit into there. So let's do it. Load in the middle. Still go up to that piece there. I think this piece is a big section. So we're going to put a middle one in. So it's like a 3-point there. Just really taking the curl and working with the natural curl pattern with a basic sectioning pattern there. Nice. You can see that hits the front and then hits there as well, which is really pretty. Let's just move this way for you. Everyone's in the house tonight, which is wonderful to see all these faces. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to pop this piece now. So it's like my friend Min always says. She always says, and I think it's really clever the way she described it, it's the way in which the pieces of the puzzle fit together. So it's just about making it all flow. So she's a little bit of an angle here, but it helps you guys see. And obviously I don't have any cotton, so I would put cotton underneath this. Now, there. What we want to do, pull that tension tight, load in the middle, and I'm going to go right to this key point there. Yeah, nice. Just going to soften that a bit. And then we're going to go through behind. Like so. Just feather that in so it's no harsh lines. And then just go up there a bit more. come down. Really saturate those ends. Turn that round, let's put a bit more on there. So we get a bit more pop. So you can see that that piece gives us the face frame, still got the pop through there, but this connects all the way through to this. Right, I'm trying to read it as well. It's driving me mad, this is today, that I haven't got my iPad working. I don't know why, I've probably not turned it on. Okay, so we've got 2 more sections and then we're done. I wonder if we could get away with 1. No, I think it's too big. I think it's too big, so I'm just going to small that, make that a bit smaller. Right, a bit more product on, so go back to the bowl, load, and you can see that there's no connection here, so we need to do something in there, and it doesn't need to be massive. Elevate up a little bit. Nice. If I say so myself. That, making a little mistake, just clean it off, it's not a problem. And again, come down. So you can see that all that there is going to be depth, which is nice, but there are still some light pieces through there. I'm actually, somebody's asking to see the result, yeah? What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this process, I'm going to rinse it, then glaze it, and then let it air dry. So you obviously won't see the result tonight, but maybe I'll show you next week when we come back. Pop a bit more product on there, nice. There, now you can see it all connects, yeah? That's all it has to do. It doesn't need to be massive, and you can see how quickly I'm working through that. Top section, we've got loads of time, which is great. In the salon, 30 minutes work, guys, once you get the hang of it. 30 minutes work. Peru's in the house. Hi, Peru. Everybody's joined in tonight. I'm so thrilled to see you all. It's really nice. Now this section, I think just split that into 2. Because I think it was just, and you don't need to be really, really careful with it. Just split it into 2. I'm going to bend it so you can see it a bit better. First of all, just take the back of your tint brush and just comb that curl out. And then let's see if she'll come down. Yes, good. Is that good for you all? Hope so. Take this one here. Hey, John. John, you're terrible. Put your earphones on. Don't let the whole carriage hear me. Right. So again, we've split this into 2. And just work with the natural curl pattern. Nice. Still nothing underneath, guys. So we're really just talking surface. Boom. That's it. Let's just paint the other side of that a bit. There. And you can see again, we've just got 1 more to do, and this side is done, and then we've just got a couple on the other side. This here, obviously, she's precariously at an angle. You can't have a client like that. But for camera purposes only, we want to hit that point there, and we don't want to hit the point behind it. Let me show you. What we don't want to do is we don't want this point here to hit that point, because it'll just be a big chunk then. So just think about negative space and about how it all works. So yes, I think Kristen said that it was up to 45 minutes. For me, with curly hair, I'm going to probably check it at 30, but I know that I've got up to 45. Here we go. And again, just want to respect that curl. There. Let's do this so you can see. Let's hope she doesn't fall off. A bit nervous about that. Nice. Woo! that bit there, didn't like it. Change it. Nice, 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 nice. Good. Oh, where is she? There, great. And you can see the whole pattern is working out really beautifully, and all we need to do now is the other side. Again, thinking about the key pieces in there. So we're still going to work on an angle, this point, and this point, and especially there, because that'll give us a bit more strength if it matches up there. Let's section that off. So let's do that trick again, where we can cover more space quicker. Just going to put a little clip in there, because the big clip could get lost. Here I go. More product, I'm back. Normally I'd have it all in my hat, you know, all by me with a trolley, but I don't have a trolley at the moment. I think that's the next thing I'm going to invest in. A trolley for the studio. So, load in the middle. Let's feather up to that point there. Natural peaks and troughs of the hair. Then let's do the other side. That's it. There. Remember, this point is really, really important, guys. Don't forget it. I know that lots of you are frightened of doing, have said that you're frightened of doing hairlines. Some people are really confident. Other people who are new to balayage are a little bit nervous. Don't be nervous. Get a doll head. Practice. You can only get stronger. And I can tell you that painting a hairline is much quicker than foiling one. And I generally think it's softer. Okay, so we've got that, and then we just want to, oh, we nearly lost her then. Pop in loads of product, saturate those ends. I've just got enough product for that. There, you can see that pattern. Let me show you. So we've managed to hit that side and both those sides together. Really nice. Then we're just going to take that section there, just pop a couple in there, and then we've just got this top panel to do. Okay, let me get a little bit more product. So I'm just going to take that out. We can go like this. Let me see, you guys need to see this a little bit more. Here, load in the middle. And then, hopefully I'm not in your way. I need to just, got something on my brush because of the angle, sorry about that. There. Nice. And what you can see there, see how that connects, so everything's flowing through, and we've just got one more section, and that's that top one. Nice. So let's just bring her here, and let's have a look and see what we can do. Again, I'm thinking, if you look at this, it's too big a section to do one piece. I'm just going to split it. This piece is incredibly important because, guys, this is where the money piece will be. So that's going to be done last, and then we'll just do this piece here. Glad you're liking it. So I've got loads of product left. I could probably have just mixed up 40 grams of blondme instead of 50. Actually, I'm going to turn it around this way because I think it's easier for you to see me in action. There. Right. Let's bring her this way. You can see. in the middle. Remember, we're only painting on the surface of the hair and saturating the ends. We want to maintain that curl. Our curly clients don't want the hair to be straight. They often, if they've embraced that curl, they want that curl integrity to be there. So we don't want to kill the hair. Right. Lovely. And then we've just got one piece. Oh, she nearly came off then. One piece to do, and that's going to involve, let me just do this piece. Sorry about walking right in front of the camera then. And again, lift that up, comb it out. That. How's that? Right to the root. There. You can see that. So pretty. I'm going to do it a little bit more. Nice. And then let me go here. I've left some negative space in there. Come down. And I've worked all the way through the hair. Let's just do that underneath there a little bit. Give that some pop. So, curly hair, you can see that I've joined all the pieces together so it connects with the curl and the haircut. There's no patches that I think need to be done or fixed, but this is the time when you can just look and say, oh, that looks a little bit dark there, maybe I'll pop a piece in there. But remember, with curly hair, you don't want to overwhelm it. You want it to be curly still, and often with our brunette clients, they don't want to be blonde. They still want to identify as a brunette, which is really important. They just want some movement in there. They want to enhance their curl. So key tips again, guys, is that do a test curl on there. If you're not using blondme clay and you're using blondme 9 levels, go in with 7 volume. Respect the integrity of the hair. Think about the density of the hair. Remember, my experience with Afro-Caribbean hair is that it lifts up really quickly, so go gentle and keep your eye on it. Follow the haircut, follow the curl pattern. It's no different. It's really good. Now I've got time. My goodness, 55 minutes has gone already. So I know I'm going to answer, there's one question now, I'm going to have a look at that. If you like this time, 6 o'clock on a Friday, let me know in the comments when I post it. I think it's a good time. I hope you're having a glass of wine. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let's look at this question, see if I can answer it. Oh, one's not in, I can't read that, sorry. Would you tease curly hair? No, I wouldn't. I would just pick out the hair in its curl pattern. I tend not to tease with balayage. I tease with a foil. I'm really glad that I've done this. I'm so happy to be back with you all. I've really missed you. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but if you want to leave me some messages about things you'd like to see, we can do this. I'm going to go make a stir fry and have a cup of tea. I've got a busy day in the salon tomorrow, thank goodness. I hope that you've enjoyed your wine or your coffee. Great to see you all, really is. Next week, 6 o'clock, Friday Night Lives. Come join me. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.